the impact is truly felt. It's truly felt. I think you give us so something to ponder and say, what's one thing one business stand for that your team may have forgotten. So you ask us to think about one thing that our the business does, but the team might have forgotten about it or is not really obvious to them. So I think that yes, then I
Wow,
think
thank
I'm trying to say we should refine our vision, vision statement and make it memorable.
All
So
right,
that's some.
thank you so much for, paying rapt attention and being able to summarize what we shared last week. Right, Sean, you want to share something? I think while you were speaking, another participant came in, that Madam Susan. So I know she was around too last week. So wants to give us a quick recap again of what we have said or what we shared last week.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening,
All
everyone.
right. Any other person?
Um,
All right. Please
let's
shoot.
speak.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. The truth is, the senior man that has spoken ahead of me has done an excellent job. So I'm not going to try to repeat what he has said. But one of the last things you dropped said you don't build a $1 million business by luck, you build it by clarity. And that statement is really, really deep. One of the main things that has helped me since last class is that I have actually been rethinking whatever it is I call a business that I do. Is this really what the market wants? Is this really what I'm going to find joy doing beyond money and other things? So I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to be sincere with you. And I'm very sure
All
I'm going to
right.
find
Thank you
clarity.
so much.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
sir.
sharing. I really appreciate that. Right. So, in the course of the week, I had conversations with some of us, especially in the Growth Factory community. I had a one-on-one talk with some of us, and then I realized that we need to drive home this clarity thing because it's the foundation of our conversation, right? So I realized that a whole number of people are really struggling with being able to conceptualize and really see how clear they are about where they are going, about what they are doing. So the conversation happened, at different times in different rooms, but then I realized that it was about the same. So one of the things I try to do today is to say, okay, look, instead of us running, you're right. Right. Remember, I told you that we already have the curriculum for this school, right? And it's 1 year curriculum is planned already. But I just thought that instead of running through the whole thing, why don't we take it in bits and ensure that people have an understanding of what exactly we are doing. And then they are able to put those things into practice, something they can do. So I had to go back to the drawing board and created a strategic clarity canvas. What I mean is I've created, so I dropped a workbook in the room. If you are not in the Growth Factory community, you are missing a lot. So in the description in the video, you are going to see the link to the community, and at the end of it also will display the link. So I wanted to go to the description to this link to this video right now and click on the link, join the community, and you have access to all the resources we will be sharing, and even the ones we've shared before. You have access to all the resources. So please join the Growth Factory community, right? So what we're running today in the next couple of minutes is taking us through the clarity canvas. So we're going to be more thorough than last week, right? And we'll take you through what we're all about, right? So before we go into that, right? So let's remind ourselves again, what is Growth Factory all about? What is South Africa all about? So the vision we have is to catalyze a new generation of visionary African entrepreneurs building 1,000 billionaires by 2035, right? So we have a 10-year journey ahead of us, and it is that in our community, we want to grow to the point where we have a minimum of 1,000 billionaires in the next 10 years. What that means is that there will be people who are multi-millionaires, some in hundreds, but in that community, we want to have at least 1,000 people that we can say their assets have hit the $1 billion mark by 2035. And how do we want to achieve that? Through strategic education, which we have started already, structured support, and scalable ecosystems. We are building an ecosystem that will ensure that everybody in the community will be able to scale their businesses, right? So it's people supporting people. We're going to be working with a lot of partners, working with banks, financial institutions, to ensure that the members of the community not only have the business idea, but they get the support that they need to move to the next level. And how do we do that? Mission is to equip MSMEs and emerging entrepreneurs with transformative knowledge, strategic tools, growth capital, and a supportive community that enables them to build sustainable, globally competitive businesses. So how do we want to build 1,000 billionaires by 2035 is by ensuring that we have transformative knowledge, strategic tools with the growth capital we need and a supportive community. So we're going to be running through all of these, right? Enabling us, empowering us, and equipping us to be able to lead our industries and to lead our nations. Wherever you are on the surface of the earth, you are born a leader, and that we will see to it, God helping us. So to today's task, strategic clarity canvas workshop. So if anyone has ever encountered me before, I don't do fluff. I don't just talk because I have the opportunity to talk, right? I want to talk in such a way that at the end of your session with me, right, you can say, this is one thing I am going to do. This is one thing I have learned. This is one thing I'm going to implement. That is who I am. The way I think solutions like, okay, so how do we solve this? So this is the clarity canvas that helps us to put put down those things we discussed last week, right? And we're going to expand a bit. In the course of it, we're going to look at why strategic clarity matters. The vision trial, we already know that, which is your personal vision, your business vision, and your customer vision. Then we look at an alignment exercise. I created a questionnaire kind of to help you measure how clear you are about your personal vision, your business vision, and your customer vision, how clear you are. You can assess yourself. Okay, it's called an assessment, not questionnaire. I created an assessment to help you to be able to look at it, and then you can ask yourself genuinely if indeed you know your customers, if you know your business, right? So for those in the Growth Factory community, I already dropped the participant outline for today in the group, so you can go ahead and download it. And if you don't have access to it, just join the community, and then we will share it with you. It's only for members of the growth community. So we have a lot of peps that will also be coming out, but then if you're not in the community, you are not going to have access to all of those. So please encourage people to join us. So let's go ahead and discuss quickly what we have today. So clarity is the first accelerator of growth. When your direction is clear, your decisions become simple and your results become predictable. So one of the challenges we have today is that we see that a lot of people have businesses, are busy, or let me put it that way, a lot of people are busy, but they don't have a business. I will say that again. A lot of people are engaged in busyness, busy, but they don't have a business, right? And you cannot say that you have a business when you are not clear exactly who you are, what your business is about, and what your customers want. If you cannot understand this thing, I'm telling you, you are busy. You're trying to do a lot. And that is why it looks like a lot of effort is put into so much, but you are not getting much out of it. Why does it look like you are not getting so much out of the things you're doing? It is because you are, it's because effort is not direction, right? So you may be working hard, but probably you are not working efficiently. You may be working hard, but you are not working efficiently, right? So most MSMEs, most business people equate effort with progress. And so you say, oh, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. So why are you not having commensurate returns? You are not having commensurate return because you are exerting effort, you are exerting energy without direction. You can imagine when somebody wakes up and then the person doesn't know where they're going, but they're just walking around. Now, will that person get anywhere? The answer is no. You bet that the answer is no. The person is not going nowhere, right? So the same way, when you're running a business and there is no clear direction about where you are going, right? So you may be making money, and that's the thing. Because you are making money, you think you are making progress until you get to a point you now sit down and like, wow, I've been running this business for 15 years. Why am I still here? So the day it dawns on you that you are more than where you are now is a sign that you have not, that you have been doing business, you've been making money, but there is no meaning. Yeah, you've been making profits in quotes, but there is no progress because progress can only be measured where there is direction. So you know this is where I am going. For us at the Growth Factory, for example, we know that we have hit the mark when we start having billionaires in the community. When we can say, oh, we look at this person's books, we look at their assets, and we can say that yes, this person is worth $1 billion. That is our mark. Until we get there, then we know that we have not started, right? So we're going to be pushing the bar a bit. And I remember I said something last week, and I'm going to say it again. If you don't have some words in your conversations, trust me, you will never be able to attract those things, not to talk of becoming them. If you don't have the billionaire thing in your consciousness, that you are thinking every day that one day I'm also going to be a billionaire, trust me, you may be making money, but you will not make meaning. There will be no, eventually you will realize that the money goes the same way it comes. Why? Because there is no clarity about where exactly you are going. So with clarity, it removes confusion, it reduces waste, and it focuses your energy. And that's what we're saying here today. So I'm going to do a quick recap of these three types of vision. I know there are people on the call now who didn't join us last week. I will not say the things I said last week. So you need to go to the video for last week, episode 1, and watch the things I said last week, right? But because we are building a canvas around this, right? So that's why we are going back to discussing it today, right? So there are three types of vision every business person must understand. The first one is your personal vision, what you want your life to represent. The second one is your business vision, what the enterprise must become. What the enterprise must become. And the third one is your customer vision, what your customer hopes to achieve. What your customer hopes to achieve. When your personal vision and your business vision align, then you have purpose. I said a bit about that last week. I won't flog it. When your business vision and your customer vision align, you have a market. You have a market. This is what your business is about, and this is what your customer wants. then you have a market. Then when your purpose and your customer vision align, then you have empathy. That what it means is that you can feel the pains of your customers, and because you can feel their pain, you are more able and you are more positioned to solve their problems. Why? Because you can feel their pains. Ellen Keller said something I will never forget in my life. She said, "You can never heal a wound you cannot feel." You can never heal a wound you cannot feel. Let me take it again. You can never heal a wound you cannot feel. So when you see businesses that are struggling, that are not up to the mark, one of the things you want to ask is, how well can you feel the needs of your customers? If you can feel their needs, then you will be able to help them, right? So when these three align, then you have impact. So everything you do is drawn from a place of understanding, is drawn from a place of knowing that you wake up every day and you feel alive. You wake up every day and you feel like I am born for this. That can only happen when when there's an alignment between your purpose, the business you're doing, which is your market, and you have the empathy. You have the empathy, to be able to help your people. So let's look at this. So this is a test, and I want everybody to take it, right? So wherever you are, if you have downloaded the workbook, it's the last section. I put it at the back because it's an assessment, so I don't want to mix it up with the notes. So go to the last page. That will be page 4, right? Go to page 4, and you will see this on your manual, on your part on your workbook. But for those of us joining online, you can still take this, right? So think about it. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 means not good at all. 5 means excellent. So in between, so it can be 2, it can be 4, it can be 3, right? So let's take it together, right? So I'm going to read out the questions. So we're going to dwell on this for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we move to the next one. So your personal vision, how clear are you about your personal vision? So the first question in the assessment, I have a clear picture of the kind of life I want to live in the next 5 to 10 years. I have a clear picture of the kind of life I want to live in the next 5 to 10 years. Do you have a clear 5 year, 10 years plan of the kind of person that you truly want to be? How clear are you? If you already have the plan written down, that is a 5. If you have been thinking about it, you have been talking about it, but it's not documented, maybe you can give yourself a 4 or a 3. You know how clear you are, right? If you are not even sure about where exactly you're going, then maybe you are a 2 or a 1. But this is your own court. This is your call, right? So do you have a clear picture of the kind of person you are becoming? Right, so somebody joined us. Okay, Bola joined us. Thank you for joining. Yeah, very good. So the second one, my personal goals guide how I make major life and work decisions. My personal goals guide how I make major life and work decisions, right? So how well do you allow your personal goals to guide your life and work decisions? Or you just go out there and, oh, everybody is doing it. Oh, I also do it. Everybody is going this way. I also go this way. Do you have goals that align with the direction? Remember, is the direction the clear picture of the kind of life you want to live in the next 5, 10 years? Then the second one is, do your personal goals guide how you make major life and work decisions? Rate yourself. I am not going to ask for your result. This is between you and you, right? So it's between you and your conscience, right? So how well? So rate yourself between 1 to 5. Number 3, I regularly evaluate whether my lifestyle and habits match the future I want to create. I regularly evaluate whether my lifestyle and habits match the future I want to create. Look at your lifestyle and look at your habits. Now, why is this very important? I will say this. Most of the businesses we see fail. Many times it is because the the owners of the business no longer align with the values of a business, right? So I had an insider view into what happened to ShopRite in Nigeria a couple of months ago. And one of the key things that happened to ShopRite was because there was a change in leadership, and then the people that they brought in do not understand the values that has kept ShopRite to be the strong brand it has been in Nigeria. And once they stopped aligning with the values that has made them that strong brand, what happened? They began to nosedive. That is a natural thing. When you are no longer keeping up with the values that brought you to where you are, the only direction you'll be going is down. So I regularly evaluate whether my lifestyle and habits match the future I want to create. So rate that on a scale of 1 to 5. Number 4, I can clearly explain what impact I want my life to make on others. As a person, what kind of impact do you want your life to make on others? Are you clear about it? Are you clear about what impact you're making? Right? We know when I talk to people, I always tell them, I say, see, I know you can do more, and I'm going to push you. I've said that a lot of people. I said, see, the life I live is to make sure that everyone around me lives their best. You must live your best life. You cannot be around me and you are not making meaningful progress. You must make progress. So, can you tell yourself that you can clearly explain what impacts you want your life to make on others? That is your personal vision. That is how clear you are. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. Number 5, my business or career choices are aligned with my long term personal vision, right? So, for me, I want to be a coach to billionaires. That's basically who I want to be in the next 10 years, right? So I want to sit down with billionaires and they look at me and I say, wow, thank you. You've guided us for these 10 years and now we are here and I'm sitting in the midst of billionaires. Guess what? I am also one of them. That is what I'm saying. Like I was having a conversation with one of us on the platform. So if you are raising billionaires, what it means is that you are also you're also one of them, right? So your business or career choices are aligned with your long-term personal vision. I hope we've got that right. So I need responses now. If you are with me, can you just give me an emoji or you post something in the chat room to let me know that you are here and that you're following so that we can move on to the next one. Hello, if you're here, just let me know. Let me know. Just give me your emoji, give me a comment in the chat room. Let me know I am not alone, right? I will never walk alone, even though I'm not Liverpool, but all right. Thank you so much. So let me see the comments. All right, thank you, Babs, for that. Right. Who else is with us here? Right. One more emoji, and then we move on to the next one. One more emoji. All right. Anybody with us? Anybody with us? Right. Good. Thank you, SP. Right. Good. So we move on to the next one. Business vision. Right. Business vision. How clear is your business vision? Right. So this is about what your enterprise must become. So let's run through this again. Thank you for the reactions and the comments. I like that. I like that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good. So, Tuminini is also on the call. Welcome. I saw your emoji now, right? So, business vision, what the enterprise must become. So let's run through this. I can describe in one sentence the future I want my business to create in 3 to 10 years. I can describe in one sentence the future I want my business to create in 3 to 10 years. So this is how ready you are. So in the next 3 to 10 years, this is what your business. The first one we did was your own person, your personal vision. This is who I am becoming, right? Because who you are becoming will determine the channels that you're going to pursue. So who you are becoming is who you see yourself becoming. Then your business is the channel that helps you to express yourself so that you can become that person that you want to become. I hope it's clear tonight, right? So you can describe in one sentence the future you want your business to create in 3 to 10 years. Number two, my team understands and aligns with the business vision. The people working with you, the people around you, they know who you are, they know what you stand
Oh
for.
yeah, we're almost through.
Oh, you
How
are
many
almost
times are
through.
you writing
Sorry.
articles?
Who is that? Menino is almost through. Sorry, you just entered into a recording. Oh no. All right. So good, 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 good. So my team understands and aligns with the business vision. That's number two, right? So rate yourself 1 to 5. Number three, my business decisions, hiring, budgeting, marketing are guided by a clear long-term direction. My business decisions, for example, hiring, budgeting, marketing, are guided by a clear long-term direction. That is, everyone you bring on board, you have thought of where you are going and how well they align with your direction, right? You don't just hire, out of impulse or out of emotions that, oh, this person needs a job, let me just give him a job, right? So, but you know that everyone you bring on board is helping to shape the direction of your business, right? So that you want to put, yeah. So rate yourself 1 to 5. Number four, we have defined goals that support our overall business vision. We have defined goals that support our overall business vision. So, what are the goals you have set for your business? For example, you can say, oh, we're going to make, we want to have a customer base of, let's say, 10,000 in 3 years, right? So, do you have goals like that? That you want to have a customer base, depending on the kind of business you do, right? Like we here, we say we want to have 1,000 billionaires in 10 years. That is a goal. And I'm telling you, it's a vision we're going to surpass. The vision we're going to surpass. I won't be surprised if we cross that mark in 5 years, right? So, but it's going to be a lot because all of us are going to grow together. I will push you if you're in this community and you follow what we discuss. Man, you can never. I will push you. Trust me. Right. So where are we? Number four. You're guided. You have divine goals that support your overall business vision. Number five. The business vision influences the product or services we choose to develop. The business vision influences the products or services we choose to develop. I've seen a lot of business people who do things because it is trendy, right? As a business person who is going somewhere, I'm afraid you cannot afford to live your life to chance, right? You need to be able to allow your products or services to align with your vision, with where you are going. That's very important, right? It must align with where you are going, right? Good. So to the third one, customer vision, what your customer hopes to achieve, what your customer hopes to achieve, right? So now, the first one, I understand the future my customer wants to experience when using my product or service. I understand the future my customer wants to experience when using my product or service. Like, for example, for us in the growth factory, our target are MSMEs. We are not going after people who already have very big brands, right? Our target are MSMEs, and we know that one of the things that MSMEs struggle with is having systems and structures that can help them to scale. So once you can have a working strategy and then you have a system to achieve your strategy, and then you have a structure that you run every day that you operationalize to help you scale, then you can achieve whatever it is you want to do. So it's clear to us here what our clients are, are struggling with, what their issues are, right? So we're working with you to be able to create the strategy, the structure, the system that will help you to scale. That's very important. But for you as a person, the people that you serve, do you understand what they want to experience when they encounter you, when they use your products, when they use your service? Do you have an idea what exactly they are trying to experience, what they really want to experience? It's very important. I used to say this when I talk to business people. People don't make rational decisions. People make emotional decisions. People don't make rational decisions. People make emotional decisions. And I like to use this as an example, right? I know people, I've done it a lot, I still do. You're going to drive like 5 streets or 7 streets away from your house to buy a product that you can buy down your street, right? A product you can buy down your streets, you're going to drive like 5, 6, 7 streets away to buy the same product, right? Why would you go that far? It's not logical, it's emotional, it's the experience. So, what kind of experience does your customer want to have? And do you understand the future they want to experience? Where are they going to? Very important. How well do you do that? So rate it on a scale of 1 to 5. On a scale of 1 to 5, right? Let's go. Let's go. My marketing speaks directly to the aspirations of my ideal customer, right? You speak directly to the aspirations. You know where they are going. And every time you communicate, you are talking to their aspirations. How well do you do that? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. Number 3, I can clearly explain the transformation or progress my customer experiences. I can tell you that if you join us, that in 3 months, this is where you'll be. In 6 months, this is where you will be. In 1 year, this is where you'll be. I can clearly explain the transformation or progress my customer experiences. Do you have that in any of your communications or in any of your documents? So put it down on a scale of 1 to 5. How clear are you about the transformation or progress that your customer is experiencing? Number 4, customer feedback shapes how I refine my product or service. Do you take feedback from your customers? I told us that the reason we are going deeper into this vision alignment thing is because of the conversations I had with a couple of us in the course of the week. And then I realized that, oh, people are still struggling with this clarity thing. I said, let's go back to it. Because if the foundation is not strong, the building will not stand, right? If the foundation is not strong, the building will not stand. Again, I will say that. If the foundation is not strong, the building will not stand. It may stand for a while, but you know that after a while, it starts getting wobbly and it starts tilting, and before you know it, everything comes down, right? So, if the foundation is not strong, the building will not stand on the long term. Number 5, my business vision is aligned with helping customers reach their desired outcomes. The way you run your business, you are so sure that you help your customers to reach their desired outcomes, right? So, how well did you do? Let's talk about that. How well did you do, right? So, can we have somebody who wants to share with us? Anybody wants to share with us? So, how well did you do in the test? Anyone, 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 anyone. We have about 20 minutes to wrap this up. How well did you do in the vision alignment test? How aligned are you, right? So, personal, business, customer, anybody wants to share with us. So I believe that you will follow me, right? So, anybody wants to share with us? Okay, Adeda, please go ahead. You have the floor. You are not muted. Okay, let me ask you to unmute. Can you unmute now? If in case you're talking, we can't hear you because you are still muted. All right. Any other person want to share with us? I think probably it was a slip of hand, right? Any other person wants to share? Want to share your result with us? Let's know which one is your strong point and which one is your weak point. All right, Madam Victoria, over to you, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So let me just say this: all this thing about vision alignment, all these things. There's a way Africans will go into business, and the first thing is just buying and selling, find a product. So most of these things, most of these factors, they are the things we employ, customer care, and all those things. The one thing that I found that we have not been doing, and that's what I need to do personally, there's a need to have everything documented in a structured way. Really plan the business, everything's how you attend to customers, or there's a need for brain work. That's what I think. There's a need to do brain work. Because most times for ministry, we write all these things, we write goals, we write all these things. But when it comes to business, we just go into it, we are working in different directions. But I feel if we are God is going to commit something bigger into our hand that will last for many years, then we have to start sitting down. We go beyond the number where our parents used to do business without records, and we have to sit down, plan where we are going, plan how staff should locate that. I've been having issues with that with my staff because some things were not stated. So when I see them misbehaving and they're breaking some rules, I start questioning myself. So I've seen the need that I need to sit down, put organization, put pen to paper, and actually think through and plan strategically how the business will be run this from the lowest to the highest point so that we can go into the future like that. So all these things that you are teaching us now, I'm noting them, but I'm going to take time later to sit down. It's something like the thing that's been taking me on personally anyway. I'll sit down and make sure that every aspect of it I attend to it. So that's what I'm seeing.
All right, thank you so much for the contribution and for the update. Thank you so much. All right, do we have a data in the house now? If you don't want to talk, you can drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll try to take them as much as possible. Right, so is it back? No, it's not. It's not back. All right, good. Any other person who wants to share? Any other person? What's your thoughts on this? And how well are you doing? Right. Okay, good. So if you had between 20 to 25 in the personal vision, that means you really have clarity, right? If you had 15 to 19, you're good, but you need some refining. If you had 10 to 14, you're a bit unclear and inconsistent. If you have 5 to 9, then that means you really need a lot of work to do, right? So we're going to close with, you know, I'm going to do a recap again on this, the vision trial, your personal vision, your business vision, and your company vision, right? In the course of building, because like I said, this is the foundation for us. Every session is going to be a build up on the previous. I'm going to run like that for 1 year. Trust me. We're going to run like that for the next 1 year. So if you miss a session, you have to go back, right? Go back to the previous sessions. And I've promised that I will do a workbook for every session where you can use for your own personal study time and meditation and planning, especially in discussing with your staff if you have people that work with you already. So your personal vision is your life direction. Without this, your business becomes reactive. Without a clear picture of where you are going as a person, your business becomes reactive. It's just, oh, what are people doing now? Everybody's going this direction, you also go. Everybody's going, you also go there. So, for example, let's take content creators, for example. For content creators who have a direction of where they are going, they don't jump on trends anyhow. Just watch some of your favorite content creators, right? They don't jump on trends anyhow. They already have their own content. They know what they are coming to say. But for people who don't have any direction, oh, this is what is trending now, boom, before in the next 24 hours, you will see their own video too. And, so for them, they only exist to jump on trends. If you're going to build a business that lasts, you cannot be reactive. You must be deliberate, right? So your business vision is a future organization is building, not what you do today, but what you want to become long term. So this is a reiteration, and the customer vision is your customer's future. Every product is helping someone achieve a preferred future. Very important, right? So as you are creating your products, you're asking yourself, what exactly is this solving for my customers, right? So you should be able to do that. So, right, vision alignment exercise. I think we're going to skip this because we've done this before. I want us to end this 1 hour on the dot, right? So what do I want my life to create? So no, we shouldn't skip it. I think we should do this, right? So we've done the assessment, but now can we take a while to think about this? As a person, what do I want my life to create? What exactly are you creating with this one life that you have? Remember, we only live once, right? So you want to maximize this one life, like live so well that if you have an opportunity to come back, you will be glad that you chose the kind of life that you did, right? So what do I want my life to create? Then number two, what future must my business create in 3 to 10 years? You know, all the things I did, all the things I am doing right now, started from a question my mentor asked me. Was it last year or 2 years ago? No, it was 2 years ago. I started all of these things roughly last year. So I was having a session with my mentor, and he asked me a question. He said, Ayo, what he said, I want you to write for me where you will be in the next 5 years. Who are you in the next 5 years? I had thought of this thing before, but I have never had time to really put it on paper. Trust me. So that forced me to think like, what exactly am I becoming? So there was something I discovered about me, and this might be something for someone. When I was writing my MBA project, my research was around cooperative societies because I was interested in how people build wealth through communities, right? How people build communal wealth. So I was doing a research about um, businesses and how they can access funds, through cooperative societies, right? So in the course of the research, then I realized that a lot of businesses are failing because they don't pay attention to how to grow. They don't pay attention to growth indices, right? So I started looking at, why is this person not growing? Why will some people in quotes grow and then crash? Now I realize that growth itself is something that many people don't understand. I realized that growth is not something you pray for. Growth is something you plan for. Growth is a natural result of health, right? So I started observing around me. When a child is healthy, you don't pray for that child to grow. The child will grow normally. If the child is healthy, the child will grow. If a plant is healthy, the plant will grow. If an animal is healthy, the animal will grow. So growth is not something you pray for. Growth is something you prepare for. It's something you plan for. And that taught me, a lot. And I told myself, Ayotele, you're going to become a growth consultant. You're going to help people and organizations to grow. So that has formed like the basis of everything I've been thinking and doing for the past 2 years. And that has formed some of the things I have been creating and all of that because somebody asked me, who do you want to be in the next 5 years? Then I thought of that solution. I discovered, I said, whoa, I'm going to become a growth consultant, and this has really helped me. I've created a framework around it. I've built a whole lot of things. So that is what I'm pushing back to us tonight. What do you want your life to create? Number two, what future must your business create in 3 to 10 years? You need to sit down and think about it. So I'm not saying you should give me the answer now, but I have given you a framework. I have given you the workbook. So we will sustain the conversation all through the week in the community. So if you don't belong to our community, the link is in the description in the video. So just go to the description, join the link, and then you can also join the conversations in the group, right? The third one, what future does my customer want to experience through my product? So you need to be clear about the kind of future your customer wants to experience because you are going with them, you are journeying with them. Working with a customer is a journey. Look at what content creators have done for us. When we were very young, we had Spider-Man cartoon, we had Superman cartoon. Then as we grew into our teenage years, then we had Spider-Man the movie, we had Superman the movie, right? So it moved from cartoon to movies. And for those of us who still like animations, well, we still watch some animation videos, like that. So it's just what it is. So this is growing with you. Your taste will change at some point. Are you able to understand the growth trajectory of your customers? And because that will help you to prepare for the future and you can grow with them, right? So those are questions that I believe we should be able to understand. And in doing this, so I think we'll just take this and maybe one or two more and then we'll close, right? So in being able to answer that last question, let's also pay attention to this: problem, differentiation, and value. Problem. Every business exists to solve a specific problem. Clarity starts by naming that problem precisely. You should be able to name the problem you are trying to solve. Every product has a major problem that is trying to solve. Every product has a major problem that is trying to solve, right? So, and then every business too should have that base. Then the products then come from an understanding of this is the kind of problem one solve, and then these are the products that helps us to express the solution that we have, right? So what problems are you solving precisely? The clearer you are about the problem you're solving, the more impact your business would make in the lives of people. And it helps your communication, it helps your engagement, it helps everything you do because you are clear about where you are going. Then the second one, differentiation. Why should customers choose you and not your competitor? Whether you like it or not, you are not the only one doing what you think you are doing, right? But why should people choose you? There's something I always say. If you look at the way I think and the way I talk and the way I present my things, it is not just another webinar where you just come and then, oh, somebody is talking over your head for 1 hour. I'm not going to do that. Whether it is online or a physical thing, I don't do that. I don't talk over people's head, right? What I do is to create a solution and then we agree and work on it together. And so you know that at the end of 1 hour or 2 hours, this is what you have been able to create for yourself. So what I do is I work with you to create your own solution, right? So that's a differentiation for me. I know you've met a lot of people online, and all you see is somebody telling you what they believe you should do and all of that. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. We're going to create it together. Then, if it's worth the while, then you take it. If you think it doesn't worth the while, you can leave it. But somewhere else that you're going to come back, that guy is making sense. I think it's making sense. So, what about you? What differentiates you from every other person? From every other person. I remember there was one academia I taught, was it in September, and I was teaching about the blue ocean strategy and the red ocean strategy, right? So the red ocean is a place where a lot of people are competing. Everybody is there. So like the sharks in the red ocean, there's a lot of fight, killing and fighting, and so the competition is tense. But the blue ocean is where people are not paying attention. And I realized that you can be a blue ocean person. It's very simple. Just look at what everybody is doing and tell yourself, how can I stand out? And just focus on the things that make you different. Sometimes people would jeer at you. They're going to call you names and all of that, but just stay focused. Stay on those things that make you different. After a while, you will stand out, and then you become the standard. After a while, trust me, it's something I've seen over and over again in every sector I found myself. So why should customers choose you and not your competitor? So I've explained that using a lot of examples. Then value. So you want to create your value statement. We help customer to achieve results through solution. And I wanted to take our time to think about that, right? You help so person. So for me, it's MSMEs. I help MSMEs, right, to scale through, like I said, through teachings, through community, through growth, right? So how do you help your customer to achieve their desired results, right? Who is your customer? You need to be able to name them. Your customer could be maybe millennials, they could be Gen Zs, they could be career moms, they could be stay-at-home moms, So the clearer you are about the person you are trying to reach, the more the higher the probability that you are going to actually reach them. We need to be clear. Where is your customer? Are they stay-at-home moms? Are they working moms? Right? Are they professional moms? Are they politician moms? There are moms who are politicians. So the opportunities are endless. Are they people in diaspora? That you're trying to reach. So it's very important that you are clear about the kind of people you are trying to reach and what results are you achieving for them through your solution. So you must be able to define what your solution is. The clearer you are, the more likely you are able to attract and help them. So if you're going to create your value proposition, you're going to go through this cycle. The first one, who exactly do you serve? I just said this, right? Who exactly do you serve? What do they want most, right? What do they want most? What problem are they trying to escape? Everybody you see on the road, every human being, two things. We are running towards something or running away from something. All of us, everybody you see on the road, we are running towards something and or running away from something. So what is your customer trying to escape from? If you know what they are running away from, I bet you're going to get their money, you're going to get their time, you're going to get their money, you're going to get everything. It's a matter of time. Just know what they are trying to escape from. What are they running away from? For somebody in real estate, for example, your customer probably is running away from outrageous house rent, right? So you are trying to get them affordable homes so that they would stop paying rent all their lives, right? So you are creating a solution. They are running away from something. They are running away. Everybody you meet is running away from something, right? So then what difference do you create? You must be able to know what makes you stand out. It's very important. You must be able to know what makes you stand out, and then what is your unique advantage. What are the things you have? You may have relationships, you may have platform, you may have places, you may know people, right? You may have power, you may have money. There should be a unique advantage that you have that you can leverage, or you may have technology. You have a unique technology that you know anybody that comes on that platform, they're going to be able to achieve their goals. That is, so what is your unique advantage? Because all of these things play together to help you discover and define your value proposition, right? So those are part of our clarity. So I'm going to give us a challenge, right? So complete the full canvas. If you are on this call and you're not yet in a community, I will implore you to please join the community so that you can have access to the workbook, right? It's dropped there. So download it, complete your full canvas, and then in the community, in the course of this week, post your top 3 insights in the Growth Factory community. I want you to post your top 3 insights and say, look, these are the things I have learned this week, and then share with other people to encourage them. So I deliberately left this. I know that Babs shared this. Was it Babs? No, it was SP that said it. You don't build billion-dollar businesses by luck. You build them with clarity. So there's no luck in this thing. Nobody stumbles on $1 billion, right? You build them with clarity. You know exactly where you're going. Even for people that steal money, you cannot stumble on $1 billion. It is there is has to be clarity, not to talk of somebody that is building. You don't just stumble on a billion like that. You build with clarity. So next week we're going to go back to what we're supposed to do this week, which is strategic positioning and business model. I was studying business models. Oh, actually, for religious organizations, I was studying business model. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? I did the research then. I discovered about 11 types of models, so and it was really amazing. It was really amazing. So next week, I'm going to be showing us how to create your own business model. Very, very crucial, right? It's not what you will see on Google or something, right? So because many of the things I create are, intuitive, right? It's just a gift, right? So um, you want to pay attention to that, and you want to join us next week same time, right? So basically you're going to understand your customers, your competition, and your value proposition. So we're going to stretch what we have done today a bit. So remember, you don't build billion-dollar businesses by luck. You build them with clarity. That is for emphasis. So before we go, so let's take a quick recap, right? A quick recap helps us to be able to internalize the things we have heard and then put them. So for you as a person, what's your biggest takeaway from today? And what's one word that describes how you feel leaving this session? So this feedback is very important. So somebody wants to share with us before we go. We need to close in a couple of minutes, right? So what's your biggest takeaway from today's session? So let's talk. Who hasn't said anything today? Right? Mr. Ogunleye, you've not said anything today. I think you should talk. Right, Mr. Silv. So you can drop your comments. It's fine. It's fine if you want to. Oh, somebody said the journey is long. That's SP. As you said, the journey is long. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, building is not beans. I can tell you it's not beans. It's a whole lot. They say, oh Lord, they say, oh Lord, right? So SP says, the journey is long, but really grateful to start with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, right? It's a great time for me. Oh, it's a great time for me. Right. Good, good, good. So what's your biggest takeaway from here? Anybody wants to share? Right. OS, anybody wants to share your biggest takeaway from tonight's session?
Let me
All
let me
right.
say what I feel from all this. That
Yeah.
last quote you mentioned, it sums up everything that I've been and doing a direction. Nobody builds a $1 billion business by law. Like clarity. So we can't be stabbing here and then stabbing in the dark in different directions. We have to work our way with clarity to exactly where we want to be. So that's what I'm taking away from all this.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. Babs, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you so much for the great thought you have put into this. Well, for me, it just making me understand that it takes intentionality to build. Just like the way you are going to build a skyscraper, I think we can just bring the analogy into this, whereby building a skyscraper requires a lot of intentionality in terms of the design choices. Same thing here, being a billionaire also take intentionality in terms of planning, strategy, and all of the guidelines and canvas you have created. It's really bringing out the thoughtful questions that everyone needs to answer to create a proper plan that will take one into the goal we have all set to achieve, and we will arrive there in little or no time. I, by the grace of God and by your guidance, we will all arrive there safely and be a big testimony. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Babs, for sharing your thoughts. All right. Mr. Shewa said, I'm looking forward to the business proposal next week. We are doing actually business models, not proposal. We'll still get to that point, but not this fast, right? Because working on business proposal is, but we'll still get there, trust me. But we're looking at business models next week. So we have an idea of what we are building and why we are building what we're building. So, but let's keep our fingers crossed because we're definitely going to get there. All right. So I want to say a big thank you, everyone. The replay for this session is going to be live on YouTube in the next couple of minutes. So I want to encourage you to please join the Growth Factory. If you are catching the replays, please join the Growth Factory, bit.ly/100x_growth, right? And I want to appeal to you, if you're on this call or you're watching the replay, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Boardroom Engine. The whole idea is to give our listeners and our audience boardroom level strategies that will help you to scale your business, right? So please subscribe. It doesn't bite, it doesn't remove anything. Right. So if everybody on this call subscribes tonight, we're going to cross to 40 something, right? And the goal is to hit our first 100 at least before the end of this month or before the end of this year. We should hit our first 100, then we can keep building from there. So please subscribe, share the videos with your friends, and we have loads of resources also on that platform that will be very useful for you. And I am saying a big thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I know you could be in 1001 other places, right? So I don't take this opportunity for granted. So I want to say thank you, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your week. It's going to be a great week for you because you are smashing in the dollars, right? You are making it big this week. Thank you so much. God bless you, everyone, and see you next week for our next episode. Bye for now. I believe in you. God bless you.